What a game they had at Oklahoma City when Houston came back through. Russell Westbrook's return back to OKC. The tribute video was fantastic, but Chris Paul was too much that night. He played really well. Robert Covington and Jarrett Culver have been the main culprits, forcing turnovers.
Wiggins, nice feed inside to Culver, and the Timberwolves strike first.
Jarrett Culver has become an active cutter, getting their thing, and Gallinari's one of them.
Yeah, and I don't think that assist number by Chris Paul really reflects that there's been a big drop-off in his game. It's just, as you said, Jim, a new team, and different guys do different things. Covington drops down the triple.
8 of 22 straight on, 3 of 10 from the right slot. So, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, we're talking about 24 makes. I think that he's improved so much at the three-point shooting and the way that he's protected the rim and been a great drop defender in Minnesota's pick and rolls coverage, and Shabazz Napier knocks that down.
Wiggins, baseline, fed by Napier.
Backdoor cut that time, and the beautiful pass by Shabazz Napier. It's a pretty good ratio.
I would say so. Gilgeous-Alexander assisting, Steven Adams dunking.
Just is very effective and efficient with his footwork. Scala's more of a three-point shooter, by the way.
That was nifty out of Gilgeous-Alexander. Thunder have made their last 5 shot attempts, by the way. Make it 6 in a row.
Rolled in.
Muscala able to connect on the 3.
Bucknell is, you don't see a lot of guys coming out of Bucknell.
Well, in fact, Muscala was the first Bucknell Bison product to ever get drafted in the NBA.
There he is again. So there's some good names. I mean, Goran Dragic was a second-round pick. He's still playing. DeAndre Jordan, George Hill. There's some really good players from that draft, an underrated draft in 2008. Unbelievable how Coach Cal just kicks them out. Recruits him, gets him, one and done.
How about Vonleh right there? A few moves and then a good finish.
Yep.
Thunder 11-6 on the glass here in this quarter. Okogie just got his 3rd steal, and Culver with a finish.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but it just...
I like watching HDTV too sometimes. It's good.
Well, Steven Adams says that his celebrity lookalike is Wesley Snipes.
His story, and
first player from New Zealand to ever be taken in the lottery. A little floater here. One of the better rebounding teams in the league, but they're nearly doubling up the Timberwolves on the glass here, 16-10. And Culver taking it the other way, flying through the air. Bates Diop rattles out. Graham there for the put the Twins.
He was clutch
this past year when he hit a walk-off home run, a pinch hit walk-off home run against the Atlanta Braves in August. That was electric that night. Speaking of electric, Jarrett Culver has really found some juice, hasn't he?
That was a nice takers at Lambeau.
I did. AD and Mike Penberthy was putting a bunch of stuff on Instagram.
Yeah. Schroeder knocks down the triple.
And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander comes out of there with it. Calls his own number and connects on the 3. SGA has it poked away. Here comes Rocco. He's got Napier and Culver with him, and Covington will take it himself. Thunder getting offensive rebounds.
11-7 for Steven Adams here in the first half.
Gilgeous-Alexander with 3 second-chance points for OKC. Napier, who's got 10. Timberwolves have 3 players in double figures.
And so does OKC.
Napier makes it a dozen.
Nice.
Paul steps back from the free throw line and connects.
First bucket of the game for Chris Paul. Hard to play. Just cut down the vision of passers, make it difficult for them to operate and just pass the ball wherever they want to. Contesting shots, also Chris Paul now getting heated up. Just rotate back and they don't even bother offensive rebound. They're 29th in the NBA in offensive rebound percentage.
Ferguson able to drill a 3. This margin's starting to not look so favorable for Minnesota. Gilgeous-Alexander with the miss. Quick outlet by Napier. Covington with the flush.
Nice. Good release down the floor. OKC plays at a relatively slow pace. They play under 100 possessions per game, so they're at 99.3. That's 22nd in the league.
Are they rolling by the time they get into the postseason? But how about Utah? Utah, what are they, 13-1 in the last 14?
They are taking care of business.
And the Thunder come up with it. Gallinari wide open.
Great possession.
Teague. Reid left all alone, and he makes the Thunder pay. Reid looking for his second back-to-back threes for Naz, and the Timberwolves have it back to a 10-point game. Gallinari.
Unbelievable.
3 back.
15 first-round picks over the next 6 years.
Oh, what great ball movement by the Thunder to set up Ferguson for the dunk.
That big four who can just do everything a guard can do.
Oh, what a great play by Culver setting up Reid.
Jarrett Culver is just blooming in front of our eye. The guard play that OKC puts them into elite company as well. That's the other thing that you have to have good guards. And OKC has 3 of them. Right?
Schroeder, Paul, and SGA.
Yeah.
Reid has scored the last 12 points for Minnesota.
You know, he's one of Minnesota's best players.
Reid, can he make it 15 straight? He can! 15 straight points by Reid.
You mentioned it early on. I mean, like you were on that stat, like when he had 7. How about that tip in by Steven Adams? What a monster he is.
Wanted to draw up an intimidating and imposing center. You get that? Josh Okogie drawing up a nifty bucket. Defers to Baisley. Back to SGA. Shot clock under 5. Diallo. Culver attacking Muscala. Follows his own miss for the putback. Okogie. Gets Alexander to fly by, finds Reid in the corner, and Naz splashes down for the 4th time in this game.
Good to have Bill Kennedy back. Talked to him before the game. He was injured. Wow, how about that shot by Schroeder? Incredible. Get Bill Kennedy.
I did mention that to him before the game tonight. He still remembers that, by the way. Not decided by 4 or less, but that's because the Timberwolves got kicked in the gut at the end of regulation and unfolded in overtime. Reid cross court for Okogie. Napier corner 3, yes! Thunder looking to push it back to double digits. Paul breaking down Reid, and he's been making a living out of that his entire career. Gallinari 3. Man, that is just brutal.
Where's Naz? He had 15 straight.
Paul.
His legs, and then got the basketball and scored it. Kind of the one that was the straw that broke the camel's back against the Rockets. Really all levels of the game. OKC came here and executed big times. Gallo knocks down another really hard shot. He's got 30 in the game now.
Final seconds here for the Timberwolves. Naz looking to add to his career high, and he does. Reid is going to finish this game with 20 points, his first career 20-point game. And that's going to bring the Timberwolves 3-game home.